The following should not annoy me as much as it does, but if I never saw these things in a horror movie again, my life would greatly improve. I'm sure of it. I love a good rant moment. It's kind of cathartic to just have a go at all the little things that annoy me. I'm gonna be talking about my horror icks. These are things of varying degrees of like nonsensical to more serious things that turn me off in a horror movie. Like when I see it happen, it loses a star, it loses multiple stars. You guys are on the internet, you know what icks are. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna start with kind of a silly one, but it's the bird hitting the window jump scare. How many times in horror movies have we seen a character look out a window only for a bird to spontaneously fly into it and create a jump scare? At this point, it kind of just seems lazy. Like it's a lazy jump scare and a lazy way to show that something isn't right, because why else would a bird fly into a window unless it was haunted, right? On that note, next one on my list is pets in horror movies. And yes, I mean just simply having pets or animals in horror movies. I know tons of people have pets, and it's certainly realistic to have characters that have pets, but I hate worrying over whether the filmmakers are going to have it die for a cheap emotional grab. I'm at the point of not even wanting pets in horror movies, even if they serve a purpose. Like Frodo in A Quiet Place Day One, I had to have somebody spoil for me if the cat makes it, just so I could enjoy the rest of the film. Next on my list is the not believing the hysterical woman trope. If you're watching a haunted house story, a possession story, really anything where a couple or a family usually move house, the woman, the girlfriend, the wife is going to have experienced the scary / unsettling things. They'll go to their partner to get support and help, and he will tell her she's seeing things, she's just tired, etc. And yes, I am assuming that it's a heterosexual couple in this scenario because it almost always is. I feel like I shouldn't have to make a reach and go out on a limb and guess that the filmmakers have added this in so that there's an additional fear, the fear of your partner not believing or supporting you, because I genuinely don't think that's the point of using this trope. And I'd like to mention that this trope happens all the time with characters that are married and have children. So you would think that if your wife of 10 years, however many years, whatever, all of the sudden, out of nowhere, out of character, starts telling you about these weird things that are happening to her, maybe believe her. Next one on my list is the most serious, and that is sexual assault or excessive and gratuitous violence. Because let's be so real, it almost exclusively happens to women or feminine presenting people in horror movies. And not to mention, when you watch these particular horror movies that are excessively violent towards women, almost always they're made by men. Men directing, men writing, men producing. And there absolutely is a difference when a woman is behind the camera for, say, a rape revenge horror movie. I made a video about it. I think it's still valid. I'll link it above. And to be clear, I do understand the catharsis that can be had in seeing these movies where a victim gets revenge in a really satisfying way, especially because that, unfortunately, doesn't necessarily happen in real life. But 25-minute long sequences like in I Spit on Your Grave, or an entire 10-minute scene with almost no cuts like in Irreversible, you can achieve the same impact with less. You can watch that video I linked earlier if you want to have more specific examples. I personally didn't want to get any clips for this segment because it's too hard to watch. All right, with that more serious topic covered, move on to a more lighthearted one, and that is no double tapping. I will never ever understand why a character will hit, shoot, whatever, the killer one time and then walk away just completely satisfied that they are dead. And I think the reason it makes me mad is because I'm almost positive the only reason that a filmmaker would write a scene that way is to create a cheap scare later on when the killer gets back up, and or the filmmakers are going for a Hail Mary just in case they get a sequel. Next is one that I don't know if we're gonna start seeing more often or we're gonna start seeing different ways to achieve this same thing, but it's when characters have no signal, when they aren't even that far removed from civilization. I guess it's on me as a viewer to make an insane reach that every single serial killer or monster has a cell phone jammer on their person at all times so their victims can't call for help. I just feel like the more and more connected we become, the more horror movies are going to potentially have to come up with other reasons why a character can't call or text for help or post for help even. Like if I were in a situation like that, you better believe I'm posting to my Instagram stories for help. All right, these last two both involve horror movie trailers. And I'll start with one that is starting to become a new ick because it's been happening in like every other horror trailer that I see. It's the over-dramatized, spooky rendition of a popular song in the trailer. I'm not entirely sure where this trend started, or I don't know, maybe it's always been a thing. It just feels like it's more frequent now. But damn if every horror trailer doesn't have a scary interpretation of an otherwise like happy or peppy song. All right, and the last one honestly probably gets me the most heated, but it's trailers that give away the entire movie. I am a firm believer that me, as a moviegoer, should not have to go out of my way to avoid trailers because studios and marketing companies can't cut together a good trailer. It's really not that hard. I did it in my sophomore year of college in an editing class. And I think what makes me most mad about it, that sometimes I think it's will over skill. Like they have the skill to cut together a good trailer. They've seen examples of good trailers, but it seems more and more like certain production companies are making an active choice to make trailers that give away all of the movie, if not most of the movie, like Blumhouse. And I know this is an active choice because Blumhouse said in an interview once about the trailer for The Invisible Man, quote, "It's harder and harder to get people to get to the movie theater, and as much as people don't like it, the trailers that convert people at home to the movie theater are trailers that show a lot of the movie." Now, I personally would love to see the data that Jason Blum is citing here, proving that spoilery trailers get more butts in seats. Like I need to know the details, like who did we talk to, what was the sample size? Because that seems like an extremely bold claim given that every time this man's company drops a spoilery trailer, everybody is on his ass about the fucking trailer. Like people are actively telling you the opposite. More so, way more than I see anybody defending the trailer. Actually, I never see anybody defending the trailer. Let me know what your horror movie icks are in the comments. I can't wait to read them. Get petty, get ranty. I love to see it. I want to hear all the tea. If you liked this video, you'll probably like hearing about my unpopular horror opinions. I've done multiple videos on that, so I'll link one of them here. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you soon with another one. Until then, stay strange. Bye.